Today I want to talk about the Nephilim. Sometimes people spell it Nephilim. In the Bible, the Nephilim are mentioned briefly in Genesis chapter 6 verses 1 to 4. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men of old, men of renown. They are also referenced in Numbers chapter 13 verse 33. When Israelite spies said they saw giants in Canaan, we saw the Nephilim there, and we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. So first off, who were these guys? The passage in Genesis seems to indicate they were a race of giants, half human, half fallen angel, produced by the union of the two. However, it's a bit ambiguous and there's room for interpretation. Let's look at a couple. In the traditional Jewish, Christian view, the sons of God were indeed fallen angels, and the daughters of men were human women. Their offspring were the Nephilim, a race of giant hybrids. This is the view found in the Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, not part of the standard Bible for most Christians, but it was very influential in the formation of early Jewish and Christian thought. According to this view, the Nephilim were incredibly tall, strong, and violent, and they corrupted the world. The only way to stop them was for God to send a great flood to wipe out all life on earth. Now, there's another interpretation, which says the sons of God were not fallen angels, but rather the descendants of Seth, the son of Adam and Eve, while the daughters of men were the descendants of Cain, the son of Adam and Eve, born of the ungodly line. In this view, the Nephilim were not literal hybrids, but rather powerful, violent rulers who were described as men of renown. Outside the Bible, the Book of Enoch expands the story, saying that 200 angels called Watchers descended from heaven to earth and married human women and produced giant offspring who corrupted the world. These giants supposedly taught forbidden knowledge, sorcery, weapons, astrology, things like that. And the flood of Noah is seen as God's judgment to wipe out this corruption. So how big were the Nephilim? In some traditions, they were described as huge, sometimes 20, 30 feet tall, or at least some of them were. There are stories of Og, king of Bashan, who had a bed over 13 feet long, which are often connected with Nephilim traditions. But the biblical account doesn't give any indication of their size, and even the non-biblical accounts are often contradictory or unreliable. Also, it should be noted that the Nephilim may not have been a single group of beings, but rather a term used for various types of giants throughout history. The Hebrew word Nephilim means to fall, which could refer to their physical stature or perhaps their violent nature. So what do we really know about the Nephilim? Well, they're called the giants of old or men of renown. They're described as half human, half fallen angel hybrids who were incredibly tall and strong, and violent and corrupted the world so much that God had to destroy them with a flood. On the other hand, they may not have been literal fallen angels, but rather just very powerful human rulers. They might have been incredibly tall, or they might have just been regular-sized humans. We simply don't know. The Bible only gives us a few short verses mentioning the Nephilim. So ultimately, we can't say for sure who they were or what happened to them. Most of what we know comes from extra-biblical texts like the Book of Enoch or Jubilees, which paint a much larger mythos around them. What do you think? If you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more.